Hello and good evening, dear learners. So it's great to see all of you again and welcome you to the first career module workshop. I hope you can see and hear me well. Please let me know about
Hello
that.
and good evening, dear learners.
No, should be okay. I should not hear myself anymore. So guys, let's start with our next workshop where we are going to be covering career model topics. Our today's workshop is going to be a kickoff for your official job seeking activities. And today we are going to look in general at how to approach that. So how to look for a job as QA. What are those main routines? What are those main actions? And basically what is the game plan? What we want to suggest you to use and to follow which is based on our experience and also multiple people who were going through this track and successfully landing jobs. Then we're going to quickly cover the employment guarantee package fundamentals, just for those of you who are part of this package, what you need to be ready for and what is going to happen next after we finish with the career module workshops. And then we're going to talk about interview process. So today our workshop is particularly going to be focused on handling the questions and situations in regards to the interview. We're going to talk about presenting your skills, your experience, and in general, how to present yourself in a confident and effective way. We're also going to cover most common questions, what are typically asked during the general interviews, so not technical, but those kind of initial interviews, and how to answer those questions in the most effective way. So we'll try to arrange the workshop in as practical way as possible, and your active participation questions are welcomed. So let's try to gain as much useful experience as possible. So I see that there are some questions. Nikolai, yes.
I have one quick question. My brother, as he told me, he bought a full package, and in his calendar there is no links for the meetings for some reason.
Okay. Can you please send me his name, and also is he part of this tribe 10?
Yeah. We learned together. Dmitry Kupliakov.
Okay, I can check that together, but basically that's weird, and you can just send him the same link. Yeah, what you're used now to join the session.
Okay. Maybe later he can arrange the question or.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
I see that some of you have lost the accesses to Jira and Confluence and are unable to update the time. So everybody who still needs an access to the Jira and Confluence to do something, I mean, to change something to track time, please let us know about that, because we have made all the other information that is what you want just to read or export. It is now going to be available without any notification, so you will be able to access it, but you will not be able to do modifications. So if you still want to do something like to update your time log, just write us somewhere, discussion board, email, and we can easily reopen your access.
What kind of email should we use for that?
lms@cerebrumhub.com.
Thank you so much.
That's really weird that some of you are not having the link, because the link should be in your general calendar, which is like Project 6 calendar. And as I know, all of you are part of the same tribe. But anyways, I can check that later. But for example, Teria, you're here. Can you see the calendar in the Project 6 or career module? Is it available there? And if you can, then later, can you just make a screenshot and show me how this calendar is looking like? Then I can investigate it further. after the workshop. So just make a screenshot of the calendar. Okay. Great. So guys, let's start. First of all, I will shortly remind the structure and agenda of the career module workshops. So today we are having the first workshop. Today we're going to talk about job hunt process in general and also about the interviews. The next workshop, which is going to happen next Monday, is going to be around CVs and LinkedIn profiles. My colleague Kadri will be arranging this workshop and she will be giving you feedback. So by this workshop, you should upload the links to your CV and LinkedIn to the discussion board. Do that in advance so Kadri can take a look at your CVs, LinkedIns, and share with you some practical insights on how to improve them. And finally, in 2 weeks, we are going to have the last workshop where we are going to focus on technical interview questions and in general, how to be prepared for the technical interview. So that's the plan. Now, those of you who are part of the employment support package, with you, we start with the intensive job hunt process from 28th of August. So basically the next 3 weeks we are having as the preparation periods and as a time to complete the career module. So what you need to be prepared for and what you need to accomplish within this period. First of all, you need to finish all assignments of career module. So watch all the materials, watch all the videos, and there inside of those videos, we are having some practical assignments, what you need to complete. All of you need to complete, but for those of you who are not part of the employment support, we're not going to check, we're not going to ask, but those of you who are part of the employment guarantee, this is the task what we expect you to complete before, otherwise we just cannot move forward. So then participate at all career module workshops. Here we are going to share with you practical insights. And by the end of this period, by the end of those 3 weeks, you should provide us with the complete version of your CV, video, CV, and cover letter. What do I mean by complete version? Complete version means that you have not only prepared them, but also aligned them with the feedback, what you have received, and with all the information what we have discussed during the career module workshops. And what is going to happen next after we finish with the career module workshops? Basically, there will be specific routines what we all together will be following. There will be specific things what you will be doing. There will be specific things what we will be doing. Just shortly, and we're going to cover that later in more details, but what you need to expect is that we will be expecting that you are applying for at least one job weekly. That will be your goal. One job application per week. You will be sharing with us progress reports, so we understand how you are doing, where you have applied, what CV, LinkedIn, cover letter you were using when you were applying, and there will be bi-weekly mentoring sessions. So we will meet bi-weekly, we will discuss how you're doing, we'll discuss some maybe changes, some recommendations. We'll be giving you personalized feedback to maybe what to adapt, how to change your CV, LinkedIn, or cover letter for the particular position, and in general, handling all the questions and all the topics what you feel are important. We're also going to help you with your ongoing development. So our goal will be not to stop growing as a quality assurance engineers while we are looking for a job. So we have built a roadmap, development roadmap, how to improve and grow further. And we will be providing you some additional tasks, not directly related to the job search, but just to keeping yourself on track as a quality assurance engineer, learning some new things, being better prepared for the interviews, having better kind of technical knowledge and feeling about your technical knowledge, and so on. So this is shortly what is going to happen with you, those of you who are part of this package after we finish with the career module. So in 3 weeks approximately. By the way, many of you or all of you who are part of the employment guarantee package should be already enrolled into the employment guarantee module in the learning management system. So please check, and you can already access, there is some new materials, what you can look, there is many additional materials on CVs, LinkedIn, and so on. So you can start taking a look at that. But anyways, we're going to cover all those things step by step during our bi-weekly mentoring sessions. Great. So that was about a little bit of organizational stuff. Let's now talk about job hunt. So first of all, let me share with you 3 things what I consider are the most important to have and to keep in mind when you are looking for a job, especially for your first job in IT, but not only here. So 3 very important things that will help you to find a job. The first thing what you need to have to ensure and to remember about is resilience and self-confidence. So being resilient means being able to handle failures and rejections and not to give up on your own goals. As you may understand, this is fundamental quality because the job search process can be harsh. We can be applying many times, we can sometimes face rejections, sometimes face ignorance, and it is very important not to lose our confidence and start doubting ourselves and our own activities. It is also important to have some level of confidence in your own abilities and in your own knowledge and be able to present that to others. If you doubt your own knowledge or your own readiness to do the job, other people will feel that. So we as people very easily read other people's emotions because we are projecting them using our body language. So people who have self-confidence doesn't mean that they're smart and know everything. Find jobs much faster than those of you who are adapting your own skills and your own experience, even if you maybe have better skills and better experience. If you feel that you may have challenges with self-confidence, this is something what you need to address. So just to deal with that and to build this self-confidence, to remember that you have spent a lot of time, a lot of efforts doing work, learning stuff, and you're here already arrived very far. So I'm also quite sure that you had a lot of positive experience throughout of your own life, maybe in other industries, building career, finding jobs, and so on. So you are not starting from scratch here. You're just going to the new level. And you at least need to be confident in yourself as a person. You can doubt your skills as a quality assurance engineer. That's okay. You do not have a lot of experience as a software tester, but as a person, as a professional who is having life experience, soft skills, training, you should be sure in your own ability to do the work and to deliver value. Now, the second thing is continuous improvement. As we were doing throughout the course, the same we need to continue here to continuously work on improving our own skills, our own behavior, our own attitudes, our own personality traits, everything about ourselves. This is part of the image. This is part of the IT. This is something what you will need to show to others that you are able to improve continuously. And this is something what you very probably will need to perform and undertake when you will be looking for a job. What does that mean practically? Every job where you will be applying, don't wait for the result. Don't think in your mind, yes, this is the job what I will get. This is the one. And expect that you will receive it. Consider every job application as an opportunity to improve yourself, to learn about job hunt process, to learn about how to get a job as QA. Once you will get a job, you will be very positively surprised that, oh, nice, it worked. And another time when you will not get a job, you will understand that it's not bad, it's not failure. I have just learned some new things, I now can do better. This is very important mindset, what you need to follow, what will make the process easier for you. Finally, and we will address this topic today, you should be distinctive. So what do I mean by that? Every time when company is posting a job, tons of people are immediately applying for those jobs. The hardest task for the company representative is to choose the proper candidate. It can be quite harsh. So a lot of people sending stuff, CVs, cover letters, and so on. What helps is distinctiveness. Means if you are somehow different from others, positively different. By positively different, I mean that you're giving more, you're showing that you're more motivated, you're showing that you have some unique experience, you're showing that you are having some great motivation and so on. So you need to think how to differentiate yourself from all the other candidates who are applying. And if you will be able to do that, then you significantly increase your chances on success. So what can we learn from here? We can learn that every time when you spend more time on a particular job application, you increase your chances on success, especially if you spend this time not on just making things more perfect, but thinking how to stand out, how to show your experience, show your motivation, and so on. So when we start to look for a job, what things do we need to have? What are the main steps? First of all, we need to have all assets ready. CV, LinkedIn, pitch, maybe also video CV. Are those assets what you need to have even before you start looking for a job and applying for some specific positions? After those things are ready, there is another part of preparation. What you need to undertake is like your emotional, personal part of the preparation. To clearly understand your motivation, to set up your mindset, to ensure that you have the necessary knowledge. So basically to repeat all the fundamentals of software testing, to repeat all the fundamentals of software development in general and programming, to ensure that you're able to answer to the most common questions, which are easily lookable, findable in internet. They're also present in LMS, but if you want, and you will just go and Google what are the 100 most popular questions on software testing, you will easily find them. And you need to ensure that you're able, you understand, you remember all the necessary knowledge. So then, when you're prepared, start to look and apply continuously. I would recommend all of you to set as a target one application per week. You do not need more because you cannot handle more. If you will be doing more, you probably will be just, copy pasting, and it will not be efficient. So better spend more time on adapting, preparing, personalizing your CVs, cover letters for the particular jobs, and then sending well-prepared application. Then what is next very important thing, consider the process as a process of learning and grow. First of all, look for feedback. Every time when you receive any kind of answer, participate at any kind of interview, ask for feedback. Try to learn what people like in you and maybe what people are missing so you can improve. So you do not just get rejections like, sorry, we cannot give you this job because you're not experienced enough. That's not good because we don't know what exactly is missing. Try to get more knowledge, like, okay, what kind of experience? What do I need to change? What do I need to improve? Try to gather as much as possible of feedback so you can improve your assets. I mean, CV, LinkedIn, pitch, cover letter, and also maybe improve your knowledge and so on. Finally, the most important rule, do not give up. You can only fail if you decide that you have failed. So if you give up and start not sending applications, do not give up. Just today, I read a very nice post in LinkedIn. The person reported that he finally landed a job and he showed like his consistency. He got over 300 rejections before he secured the job in Disney. So that's the motivation and that's the persistence, yes? So for some of you, it will go easy, for some of you not. But that's not the reason to give up. Remember, once you decide that you have failed, that's the moment when you have really failed. Before that, you have the chance. Great. So some other recommendations, what you should keep in mind. First of all, finding a job may take time. It will not happen immediately. Maybe some of you are lucky and you will get a job very fast. Some of you are not. For those of you, it can take more time. Be mentally prepared that it will take time. This is okay. The second thing, you will face rejection. You will face no's, you're not the best fit, or maybe we have chosen another candidate. This doesn't mean that you are a bad person or a bad professional even. This is just okay. For every position where you're applying, approximately 100 other people are applying. So the chance for you getting a job is 1%. If you didn't get this specific job, so statistically, this is okay. So not every time we can be in the top 1%. We just need to apply more to increase our chances. So this is just part of the journey. The competition can be tough. As I already told, for every job where you will be applying, approximately 100 other candidates will be applying. Yes, 80% of them are shit. I mean, fully not qualified. They will be just sent to the trash. But still, there will be 20 of quite nice, good people, for example, from the same group of you, students, other courses. So you need to be prepared for the competition. And as you understand, the goal of the company is to choose the best person. So you need to become the best one for this particular company. So you need to be prepared for that and use every opportunity to make yourself stronger. Continuously improve your skills, build up your mental health, and also continue growing your knowledge. Use any opportunity to gain additional knowledge on software testing, because that's what you want to do. How you can do that? First of all, by freelancing. Look for any freelancing opportunities. This is the best way, guys, to build knowledge, and not only knowledge, but to have practical references in your portfolio and to earn money. There are multiple freelancing platforms available. You can find overview of some of them in the career module. You can look for more. There are other freelancing platforms that we are not covering, but they're there. For example, Upwork is one for sure you should check. Maybe watch other courses, read books, do everything what is building your skill and improving your skill. This is for sure going to be valuable. This will help you when you will be applying, when you will be going to the interview, and later when you're going to do the work. Yeah, let's finish with the general stuff and let's talk about some practical things. So, how can we become prepared for our first interviews, and how we can ensure that we are distinctive from other candidates? First of all, can you please share with me in the chat? Let's imagine that I would invite you to participate in the job interview this Thursday. What do you feel? Please write to the chat. Great, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so some of you at least write that they feel happy and excited, which are positive emotions. And some of you, or most of you, feel nervous and anxious and scared and not prepared and so on. So guys, what I would like to tell you here, first of all, this is absolutely okay to feel nervous, anxious, scared, and not prepared. Like every person can feel that. I will tell more. The people who have tens of years of experience feel the same feelings when they should go to the job interview. This is a lot in our head that we are considering job interviews as a place where we are going to be assessed, as in school, in the front of the class, teacher will be asking questions and we need to answer. In reality, that's not true. Yes, we will be assessed, but I would like you to think about interviews more like as a conversation with another person, where his or her goal is to understand more about you, and your goal is to understand more about them, what they need, what they want, to share knowledge about you. So think about interview not about as a place where you're going to be assessed, but about a place where you could have a nice conversation, because that's what you need to have. Interview should be a nice conversation with another person, where you're sharing your thoughts, your feelings, your goals, your values, and they're sharing theirs. And you're trying to find a match. That's why you're there. You're there for basically the interview is a process of matchmaking. Yeah. So we are trying to understand them. They're trying to understand us. Yes, you need to be prepared, but you can be prepared. But it's also okay to feel in such way. So you should not do something specific. You should accept that this is okay. Yes, I'm feeling that. This is okay, but I also need to deal with that because the successful interview is a great conversation. Now, how you can be prepared for this interview? Preparation is one of the best things what we can do to reduce our anxiety and feeling of being nervous. There in general are only two things what will help you. First is preparation, and the second is experience. The more you will do, the easier you will feel about that. First time will be very scary, second time already a little bit less, third time even less, if you recognize your own emotions and deal with them. Preparation obviously will help you a lot with that. Now, general interview. What is general interview? General interview is the first interview what we are having with the representative of the company. Typically, you will be talking there with the recruiter. Sometimes also with a team lead or maybe a product owner, so somebody who is hiring a person in their team. But very often it will be only recruiter. Who is a recruiter? Recruiter is a person whom job is to do pre-selection. So to understand a little bit more about you as a person, about your values, about your soft skills, maybe a little bit about your background, and based on that to decide, do you fit? And does it make sense to organize for you a next set of the interview? So as you understand, it's very important here to have a great conversation because the person will mainly assess you, or not assess, but he wants to know about you as a person, about your soft skills, about your background, about your motivation, and so on. Now, during the general interview, there are particular questions what are typically asked, what you need to be prepared for. My recommendation is that for every general question, what could be asked during the interview, you need to have an answer written in advance and memorized. Maybe not word to word, but in general, you should clearly know what you will tell if, for example, I will ask, I know, Raul, why should we hire you? And you're okay, you should hire me because of that, that, and that, because you have prepared answer. There is a list of most common general questions available in the learning management system. If you go to the career module, the last section looking for a job, there is a guideline and there is a list of general questions. So it will be your homework. Take all those questions and prepare for them your answers. Today, we are going to talk with you about 5 most important questions and also your introductory pitch, and do some work to be better prepared for them. First of all, let me share with you an example job. So let's assume that we have this job, what I have just shared with you in a chat. And we are going to, we were invited to the interview, maybe in a week. So we need to be prepared. The first thing, what we need to prepare is your pitch. So what is a pitch or introduction? It's a short paragraph, 2-3 sentences that are crafted to efficiently introduce ourselves. This is the answer to question, which is typically asked at the beginning. Hello, can you shortly talk about yourself? Or can you introduce yourself? And this is the place where you are setting the stage. So the pitch is a place where you need to already show how you are distinctive from all the other candidates. Now, why pitch is so important is that you are not only going to use the pitch in your interview, you're going to use your pitch also in your cover letter. You're going to use the same pitch in your video CV. Every time when you need to talk about yourself, you should have a ready-made pitch presenting your experience, your skill, your motivation, your distinctiveness, shortly and sharply. Now, in the learning management system, we have a guideline. So let me quickly show you where this is located. We have a guideline on how to build a pitch and how to structure your pitch to introduce yourself. So give me a moment. I will open your career module and show you. So if you go to the career module, and you open the last section, which is looking for your dream job, we have a guideline here named Making a Perfect Pitch and a Video CV, explaining what is a typical duration of a pitch, like around 30 seconds up to 75 words, why this is important. Also here you can find a structure, what you can use as a basis for your pitch. So it consists of 6 parts: introduction, professional definition, your passion, your accomplishments, maybe some social proof, and closing. And here you have an example of how it could look like. So just for your inspiration. Now, as you already know, you should have your pitch ready and you will be using it while the introduction. And this is the first practical task what I would like to undertake with you today. So right now, I would like to give you 5 minutes to prepare your pitch or your answer to the question, can you please introduce yourself? I will give you 5 minutes. I will also share with you this link so you can use this example and the structure as a basis. What you need to keep in mind here, guys. First of all, here you need to show your uniqueness and distinctiveness. It's very, very important. All of you are different people here with different background, with different skill set. Make that your weapon in your pitch. Show how your previous background, your skills, and your life experience, what you have, will make of you the best possible software tester, better than all other candidates. Show your motivation, show your experience. Talk about things that I'm interested in based on the job post, what I have shared with you. And be ready to pitch. So after we finish, after you have something, I will ask a couple of people to just present your pitch in front of all the rest of you. I'll share a little bit of feedback, and then we are going to have a practical session of pitching to each other. Do you have questions? Do you have questions, guys? Is assignment clear? Great. Then let's start. You have 5 minutes. I'll run a timer. I'll run a timer and let's go. So give me a second. I will try to disable here the sounds. So we run out of time, and let's now proceed with just taking a look at what you have at the moment. Are there anyone who wants to pitch his or her pitch? You can just raise a hand, so I can take 2-3 people. Don't be shy.
I guess I will start. I
Yeah.
just
Go on, Nikolai.
made the first part. It's a bit rough. Of course, it will take more time to be prepared for all of it. But hi, SpectraCoin. I'm Nikolai. I'm a software tester with 6 months of experience. So far, I'm loving my new working field. It's part of our software tester to find mistakes, errors, and obstacles. And the best part of the best part is to find solutions, as well as communication and documentation. I want to make a change to the best part of the job is to find the solutions, because I think that's the main part of the work. So I need to be maybe move some words and make a most statement on that part.
Okay.
But that's all I've written for now.
Okay. Nikolai, is there anything else what you would like to tell me? If you will not be reading your script at the moment, but if I would just, so let's imagine you and me, we're having an interview. I'm asking Nikolai, can you introduce yourself? Is there anything else what you would like to tell?
Oh, fuck. There are more points to for the pitch, but I haven't yet prepared for answering.
Okay, okay, great. Thank you, Nikolai. Thank you. Let's take another one. Who else wants to pitch?
I could also try.
Yes, Virka, please.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, I'm Virka Haavasalu, a certified software tester with a background in journalism and marketing. I've studied manual and automated testing 6 months long, and I'm skilled with tools like TestRail, Cypress, and Postman. My marketing experience has honed my problem-solving skills and attention to detail. I'm looking for a role where I can grow, work flexibly, and contribute to innovative projects. Thank you.
Great. Very nice speech, Virka. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Last one. Who is the third person who will pitch?
Hey, Andres. I may try.
Hi.
Can you see me? Yes.
Yes.
My name is MD Sajjad Hossain. I'm a graduate from Taltech. I studied mainly business studies. After I check in the job market, I'm very interested in IT sector. And I see that it's a very progressing field where I can utilize my talent and everything. So I was interested to join Serial Boom Hub 6 months ago. I have completed 6 different projects where I learned more about the IT things, how to do the test, software testing, and where I use Cypress and Postman. And there were also different things I utilize, and I also studied some other materials during my learning session, and I'm very confident to work in this sector. So I think I'm not prepared for talking now, but I just want to give my speech. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Great, thank you. That was great. That was nice. Okay, guys, now a little bit of my feedback based on those 3 examples, what I have just listened. First of all, let's start from Nikolai. Nikolai, a very nice start. I really enjoyed the first sentence. It was the best. Everything else was not very practical. I would suggest you removing that completely, because I have learned nothing about you in those sentences. So you talk up like software testing is great place to improve the world. That's very nice. But what about you? I want to hear about Nikolai. So you started very nicely. I'm like experienced. I'm software tester. I have this like 6 months of experience. So I want more. I want to know who are you, what is practically your experience, what are the tools, what you have done, maybe what have you done before, how this is connected, why you decided to become a software tester. That's what I want to know, practical things. Imagine like we are having a date, a very practical date. I'm going to pay you money. So
I can
want
talk
to
about
know-
my car, but my brother's car, but not about myself.
Yeah, understand. So from this perspective, Virge, your pitch was very nice. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed that you brought out your previous experience in marketing and communication. I enjoyed that you talked and listed all the tools and technologies what you have learned. It is very valuable. It shows already me that you have some practical experience, not just, software testing, but some specific things what you're mentioning. I enjoyed that you tried to build this connection on how your previous experience is matching with the new experience. So this is also very good. So in general, you have a nice pitch. What I would suggest you to improve. The first thing, Nikolai, if that was 1/10 of your pitch, then your pitch is too long. Yeah, you need to make it shorter. Virga, I would, first of all, the one question, what I always have and will have for all of you, why you decided to change a career? That's the fundamental question every person will be interested in. So you need to build this story about that. Remember, you will be talking with people who are interested in you. They want to learn about you, and maybe they by themselves are thinking about changing career. So you can talk a very interesting story of what have you done before? How did you arrive to the point when you want to change? And highlight a specific, very understandable reason why you made this step. By the way, this reason should not be somehow, too heroistic or something. So you can just take that, for example, I was there for 10 years. I see that there is no grow anymore, so I want to grow. Or I was working for this kind of salary, I want to earn 2 times more. That's I see my potential in IT. So very practical things, people will understand you and they will relate to your willingness to take actions to work on your dreams. So for sure, include that in your story. Talk about where you were before and where have you arrived and why. And then Virge, you can talk even more about your practical experience. Now, that's it. What I would like to suggest to you, and then I will move forward. So Sajjad, can you please help me? How can I correctly pronounce your name?
I think Sajjad is correct.
Sajjad. Okay. So Sajjad, what I would like to recommend you in general, you were having a nice speech. I really like the way you presented. I mean, the way you talk, I see that you're a very open and friendly person. That's very nice. People like that. So what I was missing in your pitch is you have mentioned your educational background, but I'm not really interested in your educational background, to be honest. I'm interested in your working experience because I'm trying to understand, are you able to do the work? So you need to refocus your pitch on talking about the things you have made. Remember, one thing why you joined Cerebrum Hub was that we promised you the place where you will be able to work, not to learn. So now you need to use this benefit. You should not be talking about the things you have learned or read. You should be talking about your experience, what you have done. Like, I was working in this project and I was making testing documentation and reporting bugs. And then I was working on this project and there I was using Postman to test the API. So practical things, ideally connected with what company is asking in their job post. So if you will be able to match their things, what they're asking with your practical experience, that's the best match. So you show that you're able to do the work, and the way you present that is showing your soft skills and your attitude. Yeah, so always remember, don't use words I learned and was training. I worked, I did the work, I was testing, I was reporting, I was writing documentation. This is showing that you were doing the work and will be separating you from other candidates who maybe have just learned things and they're not able to present that as experience, and companies want experienced employees. Great. So I think that this advice, what I have just shared with all of you, with 3 of you guys, will be also relevant for others. And you can now, I will give you 5 more minutes to take the advice, what I have just shared with everybody else, and take your pitch and improve your pitch. So 5 minutes more to improve your pitch, and later I will give you an opportunity to do a group work. So you will just have an opportunity to pitch to each other. So try to build your pitch to the level where you can talk about your past, talk about how did you arrive to the place that you want to change the career, talk about your practical experience within software testing, what you have learned, what you have done, what you have achieved, why you are a great candidate. 5 minutes. And then we're going to do group work. Great. So the time is out. So let's now move forward to the practical assignments. So what we are going to do next, I will give you an opportunity to practice your pitch. The goal of this assignment is to provide you just an opportunity to talk to other people. You do not need to assess each other, to give feedback to each other. It's not about giving and obtaining feedback. It's about having an opportunity to practice your pitch with other people. So the logic is very simple. You're going to have approximately 3 people in a group. Every one of you is pitching to others. You will have around 3 minutes per person. The first one is pitching. When you're done, we can just give a word to another person, and then another one, and if you will have time at the end, you can do a short reflection section. So everyone is pitching. Your goal is not to read, your goal is to practice. Your goal is not to tell everything as you have written down. It's more about be natural as you will be in the real interview. One thing what I would like to mention is that some people tend to devaluate their own actions in advance or after them, thinking that it will somehow increase the value of their actions. This is not working. Please never ever start your introduction or anything what you're doing with the words, I'm not sure, or this is not really a final version, or I'm not really confident about that, but. And the same at the end. When you have finished the pitch, don't tell, maybe that's not the best version of what I could deliver, but this is what we have. In such way, you're decreasing the value of the actions what you have done, and you're showing that you're not confident in what you're doing. You can be not confident. This is okay, but don't show that. Just tell your intro and yeah, be happy about that. Don't assess or don't try to manipulate other people, but by your own assessment of your own actions. So guys, is the assignment clear? Do you have any questions? You can just put plus to the chat if everything is clear, and let's start. Cool. Great, then I'm opening the rooms and see you back in 10 minutes. So, I see that some of you are already back. Let's wait a couple of seconds until everybody else is here. Great, very good. So guys, I hope you had a productive, practical session and were able to pitch your pitch and learn something from that. Let's move forward. We have some other topics to cover today. So summarizing the topic, what we have covered so far, I would recommend you to practice even more. Maybe you saw that when you were pitching to your colleagues here during the practical session. What I would recommend you regarding the pitch is make it ready so you are comfortable with your pitch, write it down, and then practice it. So take friends, relatives, pitch your pitch to them. Try to just obtain some practice and achieve the situation when pitching is natural for you. So the things what you are telling about yourself are you're feeling great about that, and you're feeling natural, and you do not need to read. So this is the state what you're comfortable with that. The more you practice, the better it is going to be. You can also use AI-powered pitching tools. There are some specific tools what can give you feedback on your pitch and also on the way how you are pitching from the perspective of communication. So the way how you're doing the language, the style, articulation. So you can use those tools to maybe gain some additional feedback and insights. I will share some of those tools with you here. So this one is a very particular for analyzing the style you're talking. You can install it to your computer and it is going to record and then analyze your pitch. You can also use a premium version of ChatGPT, which is able to talk. So you can call it and talk with it. Again, ChatGPT can be a very nice partner for you to listen to your pitch and maybe to ask some questions or provide you with some feedback and so on. Now, the next thing what I would like to cover today is the most important questions. So I would like to quickly go through the most commonly answered question, most commonly asked questions during the general interview and provide you with some insights on how, what are the best possible ways how you can answer them. And let's do this exercise, this session in a more kind of interactive way. So let's take it question by question, and I will pick one person from the group. And first of all, I will ask you to answer this question. And then after you have finished with that, I will give you my opinion and maybe my feedback on how you answered the question. I will be taking those people who have their cameras enabled. That's great that we have quite a lot of people here. So I will be just randomly picking one of you to answer the question. So the first very commonly asked question, one of the main ones is, what is your experience with software testing? Yes. So after we finish the introduction, I would like to hear more about your professional experience. So, Kaija. Kaija, can you please tell me, what is your experience with software testing?
I took part in a 6-month-long Cerebrum Hubs QA engineering course, which was actually a rather practical course. We did real-life projects and we gained practical experience in both manual and automated testing. And we used tools like Cypress, Postman, Jira, Confluence, VS Code, GitHub, and Swagger. And after that, I joined freelancing platform and honed my abilities there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Anything else?
No.
Okay, cool. Kaija, thank you. That's a very good answer. Let's take one more person. Ursula. What is your experience with software testing? Ursula, if you're talking, we cannot hear you. You need to unmute first.
Sorry.
Yeah.
In 6 months, I participated in software tester course where I participated in 6 different software testing projects that were responsible for manual and automation testing. I used tools like Jira, Confluence, Postman, and Cypress. In my previous jobs, I have as a holiday manager and holiday house manager and pastry chef, for example, I have honed my skills with time planning and attention to detail. So this will be great to have as a software tester as well.
Great, cool. Thank you, Ursula.
Mhm.
So, very good job answering this question. In particular, what I really liked, both of you mentioned a list of tools, what you have used, like Cypress and Jira and so on. I also liked that Kaya mentioned different projects what you were working on. This was nice. Now, how would I recommend you to answer this question? First of all, this question is very fundamental. It's about your experience. Such a fundamental question, you need to be answering for at least 5 minutes. In general, all those questions, what you see here, you need to provide answer for at least 3 minutes. You can spend more time. Remember, people measure, we do not have specific measurements for experience. Okay, we have years, but on top of that, we measure how much you present. So the more you present, the more I feel that your experience, yes, the more your talk, and the more your talk is relevant, the more I feel that that's a great experienced person. So for sure, you need to be talking more. When you will be practicing, you can practice with yourself, take a timer, put 5 minutes and talk for 5 minutes about your experience. That's your goal. Now, when you're talking about your experience, and in general, you're preparing for those questions, your main reference is your job advertisement. So let me take a link from here. Copy link. In the job advertisement, we have particular responsibilities and technical skills required. And as you can see, people are asking for specific things. In different jobs, the things will be different. It is very important that you print this job advertisement out to paper or, save it in some other format and then memorize it as much as possible because you need to be talking about that. Ideally, in the words what are used here. So if I would talk about my software testing experience, I would tell, for the last 6 months, I was working as a software testing on a number of projects. I was participating in the practical, apprenticeship program where I had an opportunity to learn and practice software testing. There were a bunch of projects where I was responsible for executing manual and automated test cases, verifying, analyzing, and reporting results. In particular, there was a project about restaurant ordering application. My goal or my task was to read the documentation, based on this documentation, to produce testing documentation in the form of testing checklists. We were doing that, by the way, in the tool named Confluence. All the defects, what I was identifying, I was reporting to Jira. I was continuously contributing and talking with product manager on the criteria and requirements of the project, and so on. So you understood my point. Then I was working on another project. For example, I don't know, my task was to use Cypress to automate that and that. So you talk and your goal is to mention those things here and here as much as possible, because people will be looking for match between your talk and their needs are written here. And remember, recruiters are not technical people. They may not even know what is integration testing. So they just look for the word integration testing in your pitch, and in their head, oh, integration testing, like check, and the person is talking about that. So all those things you need to include and talk more, and try to talk very, very practically. Do not talk about like, I was doing that and that. Talk about specific projects, specific tasks, specific things what you have done. Ursula, or I don't remember who of you mentioned freelancing. That's very important. Kaya, yes? Okay, great. Kaya, that's very good. But be more specific. What kind of projects have you done? What have you achieved? What have you completed? Like details, numbers if possible. You can talk that over the last 6 months, I have reported more than $300, or I have written such. So if you add numbers, you add additional credibility and additional value. Okay, the next question. Why should we hire you? So let's take, for example, Anita. Anita, why should we hire you for our position?
Because I have 7 months of experience as a quality engineer, software tester. I have completed 6 projects, both in manual testing and in test automation. Mm-hmm. I also bring some experience from my previous career as a mechanical design engineer. So I kind of have a design and quality mindset, attention to detail, analytical thinking, and many problem-solving skills. I'm really into teamwork. Mm-hmm. I like to collaborate with people. And I'm good at following deadlines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you, Anita. That was very nice answer. So now, Ergo. We have an Anita here candidating for the position. So why do you think we should hire you instead of Anita?
I'm sure I can bring more value to the QA team. As I'm very focused, I can so now I'm stuck, but I have experiences in 6 months and different projects and different kind of software and tools, and I'm I'm stuck.
Okay, don't worry, Ergo. Great, thank you for the answer. The beginning was very good, very solid when you have started. So okay. So guys, good answers. Let me elaborate on this question quickly. So this question is about, I'm trying to understand your uniqueness, yeah? So I'm trying to understand for myself what things you may have, or at least you think you have, that are separating you from other candidates. For different people, those things will be different. You need to choose what are your differentiation points. What are the things you believe, like really believe, are separating you from other people? So how can you understand that? First of all, relate on your experience. You were doing software testing for 6 months. You were working with other people. You were seeing how you are different from others. That's one. Second, you have your unique background and experience. Use this one here as a tool to demonstrate your uniqueness. Finally, think what you would value if you would be the person who is choosing the candidate for this job. Imagine yourself as a team lead in 5 years. You are interviewing a person. You're trying to understand what are the things what you would value and you would choose. Remember, there are always fundamental things what we would like to see in people, and you need to show them. First one, motivation. Why I'm motivated. What is my motivation? The second one, adaptability and learning qualities. Especially for juniors, it is very important. We're looking for people who are being able to adapt and to learn quickly. And this is something what you can show and demonstrate. And finally, very important things is self-confidence. So to show that you have the confidence to promise the results. Believe me, many people promise nothing. They want a job, they want a salary, but they don't want to promise nothing. Companies are looking for people who can promise that they can deliver results, yeah? So if you tell, I can promise, I will be a great candidate, I will do my best to deliver the best possible results. On top of that, I have an experience, I'm a fast learner, and I'm a team player. That's it. You sold it. Don't talk too much here. Be very specific. I'm looking at the question of Jürgen. What would be the qualities that the employer would be looking for that would be different from other people with similar experience? From, for example, 60 freshly graduated Cerebrum Hub alumni, those that I just mentioned. So, motivation, your adaptability and learning quality, and your level of self-confidence and readiness to take a risk and to make promises. And believe me, all of you will be on different level in terms of those three qualities, depending on how do you feel, what have you learned, and so on. Great. Let's take another question.
Andres, can I interrupt you
Yes.
for a minute and ask a
Yes,
question?
sure.
My question is, Anita said, she is a problem solver. I see every time in job openings, this is required skill, problem solving. Can you explain, please, what does it mean? And how to train it?
How to train it. Okay, so see, in every job offer, there is a bunch of soft skills that are written because this is a common practice. So like problem solving, teamwork, communication, everywhere that will be written. For different companies, that mean different things. But in general, what is problem solving? Problem solving is a way of thinking, an attitude when person is taking a responsibility when there is a problem or challenge for solving this problem and challenge. So for obtaining the information, undertaking specific actions, handling and finding the solutions. Now, how you can train that, Ilya, you are asking, by setting the mindset that every time when you see that there is something what is not working, you're thinking about that as a challenge, what you could solve and learn and benefit. Not only in your personal, but also in your personal and professional life. Now, when companies are asking you about your experience on problem solving, communication, teamwork, curiosity, and so on, the best answer what you can give is practical example. So think about the biggest challenge what you have solved in your life. That can be a professional challenge, it can be also personal challenge, what you have solved. Tell the story that is showing that you're a problem solver. So I know we were driving to another city and then the car crashed, and then I know instead of crying, and waiting somebody to help me. I did that, and that. I figured out, I managed to solve the problem. So that's a problem-solving skill, essentially. If you are able to talk a story about software testing or IT-related story, it will be even better. And the same about teamwork, communication. So do not tell, my strength is that I'm very good at communication. Why do you think so? So you need to prove. And to prove, you need to tell a story or show some numbers or refer to somebody and so on. So the next question, what are your strengths? This question is different from why should we hire you, obviously. So what are your strengths? Let's see, whom do we have here? Angela, what are your strengths?
My strength is definitely resilience. That everything that I do, I will go to the end with that. As I was transitioning in QA, I was able to do 7-month intensive projects with 100% delivery rate. That's all.
Okay, great. Thank you, Angela. The beginning was very good. Why you decided to stop, by the way?
I was just thinking what to say.
Okay, yeah, so you run out of ideas what to say. Because I had the feeling that you want to continue initially, like you want to tell more. Okay, let's take one more person. Christina, what are your strengths?
Well, my strength is that I'm a person who likes to solve the problems, to find solutions, to finalize everything. As my previous experience was in anti-money laundering, so I learned a lot how to pay attention to details and find information. So I think I can reuse these skills. Also, I think the also great strength is that I have worked before in a company that was related to a crypto platform. So I know how the crypto platform is working, starting from creating an account and ending with some internal processes like transactions and so on.
Cool, great. Very nice. Thank you, Christina. Great. So both answers were very good. Angela, in your case, I was feeling like you need to talk more, yes? So in general, guys, talking about strength, I would like you to pick up 3 things, what you will mention, 1 and 2 and 3. Then it will be a beautiful story. About every of them, you should provide some proof as relevant as possible. Christina, your proof, especially the second one, your previous connected experience, amazing. So that's really proof that I believe if you worked before with a similar software, yeah, I feel that you have the relevant experience and so on. You were talking also, Angela, you were talking also very nicely about the experience, what you had. The more proof you can provide about the particular strength, the better. Also, the thing what we would recommend you to do is to take a look at what are those soft skills that maybe company is looking for on top of technical skills. What are other things what company is looking for and maybe in which order? So let's take a look at this particular job post and let's see, do we have here something what we can use? So for sure, this particular job ad is very technical. Company is mainly talking about the requirements for you as a software tester and your practical. So as you can see, a lot of descriptions are about practical things. They almost don't mention things like, I don't know, communication or teamwork. So they're very practical. In such case, you try to maximize talking about your practical experience and your applicable practical soft skills to particularly software testing. So as we can see here in the beginning, they're talking about improving, ensuring, developing quality. So if you're able to connect your strengths to how you can improve, ensure, and develop the product quality, the better. If you see that company is mentioning straight from the beginning things like teamwork is very important for us, or some other being detailed or oriented to details is important to us, this is something what you include and you talk about that when you're talking about your strength. So again, making things relevant to them. Let's take another one.
Andre?
Yes, yes.
Hello. I'm Dimple. I have a question. If recruiter asks us if we don't have 3 or 5 year experience and they want 3, 5 or maybe 8 year experience. So they ask, you don't have this much experience and why should we take you? Then how should we answer these type of questions?
How would you answer?
I don't know, because I have 6-month experience and I've done my automation testing, and it's a mix of automation testing and my manual testing. And in these projects, I have done so many skills. And I know many things. I know many tools like Jira, Confluence, GitHub, and Cypress, SQL, many things. I will explain those things, but if they want a specific experience, means a specific year of experience, then how should we answer?
See, in general, you need to understand that when you are applying for a position where 3+ years of experience are required, the chances you are getting hired is extremely low. That's just true. So you try to look for positions where they're asking for maybe 1 year of experience, 2 years of experience, and so on. That's the first thing what you need to keep in mind. If you already have gotten to an interview for some, then it means that they see some potential in you. Otherwise, they will just, select you out already on the pre-selection stage when they look at your CV. But if you are already participating in an interview and they're asking, like, you are not having this experience, Dimple, but what do you have? So we need to hire you. What do you have? You have motivation, yes? Maybe much more motivation than people who already have 5 years of experience, because for them, it's not a problem to find a job. The second, your strength is that you want less money. You're cheaper, obviously, but you're motivated and you want to do a lot of work. You want to learn. So you're cheaper and maybe you can handle majority of the tasks, what they need to be handled for the, cheaper price. And finally, you are open to learn, yes? So you can prove that you're already learning and you can show that you're a fast learner. So what does that basically mean? They can get a good deal by obtaining a person who maybe receives much less salary for a year at least, but will be very motivated at doing a good job. So that's what you need to show. So if I would like to receive an answer, this is something what I would like to obtain.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, guys, next question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Anton, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, in 5 years, I see myself in senior QA engineer.
2 minutes more.
No, I'm stuck. So how we gonna better answer to this question?
I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
Let's see, maybe somebody will come up with the solution. Egert, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
So where do I see myself in 5 years? I believe I still would do QA engineering, be maybe a senior and teaching the juniors maybe. Maybe I would take some maybe some more participate in some more complex projects and always see where I can grow and expand my knowledge.
Mhm.
Maybe move in the software development.
Yeah, for example. Yeah, absolutely. Great. So I'll shortly explain about this question. This question is asked to, in general, understand how you thought about your future career. And do you have any kind of plan or vision who you want to become? People with vision and with the plan are typically performing better than people without a plan. So I want to know, do you have a plan first? Secondly, I want to know what kind of motivation is behind this plan. So why? So if you talk that you stay in QA, or you want to become a team lead, or you want to become a software developer, whoever you want to become, why? Like, what do you want to achieve? And I want to see, is there like a match between your goals and our company goals? So basically, I want to see, do you want to learn? Do you want to grow together with the company? Because mostly companies want to grow, and the growth of the company means the growth of the employees. So here, I would recommend all of you to think, where do you want to be in 5 years? What do you want to achieve in 5 years after you are already in IT? What you will be focusing on? What do you like? And then to have this kind of vision will for sure help you on the interview. Now, the final question is my favorite one, and probably yours too. What are the salary expectations? So whom do we have here left? We have Amarachi. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. If not, please correct me. What are your salary expectations?
Okay, I would say I believe there's I believe there's a specific range set by the company for this role. If you don't mind, can I get more information about what the budget is?
Cool, great, thank you. Thank you, Amarachi. Let's take another person. Whom else we have left here? Mart, what are your salary expectations?
My salary expectations about 1 year run is about to have Estonian sector medium salary. I can start lower, but I expect that during 1 year I have the sector medium salary.
And what do you think is the sector medium salary, or what the number you have in mind?
I guess it between 1,500 and 1,800.
Okay, cool, great, very good. Thank you, Mark. Great. So I will not ask more people. I will just share my best practices on how to answer these questions. First of all, never ping pong this question back to the interviewer asking for the number from their side. Nobody will tell you the number. That's not in their interest to tell you the number. They want you to tell the number, and they have the power to request the number. Typically in IT sector, there are no fixed salaries, very rarely. That there is a range, or the salaries are purely very flexible based on the candidates, their requests, and the belief in the candidate. What do you need to provide? You for sure need to provide a number. This is must have, because if I do not have a number, how can I compare you with other people? If I cannot compare you with other people, then you're out of the process. I'll just remove you from the list because I cannot compare you. I don't have a number. So tell a number. You should have a specific number in your mind, and you should be able to provide some kind of proof or, explanation how you came to this number. I really like the logic of Mart, who told that I want like average for the juniors, for example. Yes, for this position. Okay, that's understandable. What is the logic of the Mart, how he calculated the number? You can have some other logic, but it's very important to have this logic. Remember that the salaries for junior positions, talking about Estonia, are in a range from 1,400 maybe up to 1,800, depending on the company, depending on the specific things and so on. So if you're asking for a higher number, for example, you think that you should earn 2,000, then you should be able to explain why. Like why I should pay more and not take another candidate. There should be specific examples and explanation. Okay, one moment. And there is another important thing what you should use, and what, by the way, Mart also used very nicely. He told, I'm ready to receive less, but within 1 year, I want to achieve this salary. This is amazing move, what you should use. You can tell the number what you have in mind, but you can also indicate to the company that you're okay to receive lower salary, for example, during the trial period. So often the companies have 3-4 months long trial period. And you can tell that my goal is to receive this number, but for the trial period, make your offer. I'm okay to receive less. I'm okay to show you that I am a good professional, good employee, and then you will see the value and you will understand my number. So this is basically the recipe is the following. If people are asking, what are your salary expectations? Then your answer is the following. My salary expectations are, for example, 1,800 euros. I know that this is an average paid for the juniors in this sector. I know that I'm an experienced and motivated person who can deliver value for this amount of money. I'm fully okay to work for the lower salary for the trial period to showcase you my abilities and my expertise. And basically that's it. But that is my number. Virge, yes?
Thank you. My question is, if I would like to work as a freelancer, self-employed, I would like to get paid like per hour. So how common is that? Can I then ask like, I would like to get, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 euros per hour, or how should I describe the situation? Okay. Thanks.
So if you participate in an interview, very probably company wants to hire into the company, so an employee, not a freelancer. So the first thing what you should ask is, are you in general open to work with me as freelancer? I believe for you in the beginning, it doesn't really matter. Experience is more important than the format of the work. When you're more experienced, or when you look for a job through the freelancing platform, then obviously this is a freelancing contract. But yes, you need to ask. Sometimes companies are open, sometimes not. It depends on many reasons. So you probably should ask, and then you will get an answer. But anyways, be ready to just have your numbers in both formats. So if you have an hourly rate, you can calculate what is this going to be a monthly pay. Yes, for the full time, and vice versa. If you have a full time, you can calculate back what is going to be an hourly rate. Okay, the next question, please.
Hello, Andres. I have one asking, like, I like how Mart mentioned the calculation. It's very well figured to me, but I'm afraid that if the competition is very much with the numbers, let's say we are same quality competent, but the other guy want like, let's say 1,400, but I mentioned like 1,600. And is there not like the chance to miss by the number? Because I'm very afraid about maybe somebody can just mention the low number, but maybe I'm very qualified for him, but the company recognized him. So please.
Yeah. So as I already told before, you use this second part of the answer to eliminate number out of the game. So basically you tell, I'm ready to work for a lower salary, whatever you offer me for a specific period of time. And then you take this out. So if he and you will tell the same thing, like we're okay to work for the lower salary, then company will start choosing basically purely on your skills, on attitude, and so they will choose whom they like more basically, or whom they believe in more based on everything what was done. Sometimes they will make an offer and see who will accept, who will not accept. But yeah, don't worry a lot about number, like 100, 200 euros is not really a differentiation point for majority of the companies. Yes, Christina, you are right. You are right in a way, but yes, this can be not so straightforward calculation. It's easier if you refer to something more practical, like an average pay for this specific position and so on. So guys, great. We have covered 5 most important questions. And as you see, every one of them to be answered properly and efficiently requires some preparation and time of what you need to spend before to be able to efficiently answer this particular question through the interview, during the interview. So what I would recommend you to do is to practice, to basically take a time, take a list of all those main questions. There is around 20 of them. Write your answers to all those questions on paper, at least. You will already have a framework in mind how to talk about particular topic. And then practice. So practice with maybe just yourself. Practice with your friends, relatives, or maybe some colleagues from this course. You can just arrange a session, or you can go together to the bar, or whatever the place you prefer, and just practice. Talk with each other and share with each other the way how you would answer those questions. You can practice with ChatGPT, by the way, by calling ChatGPT in a premium version and asking ChatGPT to answer your questions and answering back. In this way, again, you can practice answering, get even some feedback, practice your English, and so on. And as I mentioned before, there are 2 things what will help you. The first thing is preparation, and the second thing is practice. Now I see a question in a chat from Christina. The question is about weaknesses. When company is asking about weaknesses, basically all people have weaknesses. You will probably agree with that. It is when company is asking about weaknesses, they want to know, do you recognize your own weaknesses? So do you recognize that you have them? Are you ready to talk about them? But in general, if somebody is asking you about weaknesses, just like what you should show 2 things. The first thing is you recognize that you have particular weaknesses, and the second, you're working on improving them. You're growing. That's what company wants to listen. So now an example. If somebody would ask me, what are my weaknesses? I would tell that I would first of all choose something good. So for example, I would tell I'm kind of a person who sometimes works too much. Yeah, that's kind of weakness, but it's also not. It's like a benefit for the company. But too much working is also bad because it can be bad for health, for mental health. So I'm working on that. I'm trying to have a strict schedule and not to overwork, and that's just maintain my mental health, and so on. So we can always choose some weaknesses which are kind of positive weaknesses, still weaknesses, and talk about them, like overworking, or maybe sometimes being not able to work too much with other people. So I want to work, sometimes I want to be alone. I want to be work independently from other side. I really like to work with other people. So choose those kind of light weaknesses to show that you recognize that you have them. I drink too much coffee. Yes, that can be quite a weakness. That can be addiction, by the way. Okay, great. And yes, weaknesses can be unrelated to the specific role or job. Okay, guys. So do you have any other questions? What you would like to answer me to ask me before we finish for today?
Yes,
By the
I
way,
have.
yeah, yes, Ilya, yes, go on.
I need to plan time next Monday. Can you please tell how much hours will it take the next session?
1.5 up to 2 hours. I don't know, to be honest. It really depends on the amount of questions you're asking and, you know, the amount of feedback and so on. But you can leave earlier.
I have a question.
Yes, Dmitry.
So I'm at work right now, so I was like leaving for a few more minutes, and I don't know if you were talking about like, okay, my question is, do you use sense of humor when you're applying to job, or better to skip jokes and like something like that? Can it like ruin your impression? Or you
Yes.
just should be like really strict, only answering that answers and only like on topic?
Yeah. So
good or
regarding
bad?
that, I would recommend you not to be too creative and humorous when you are preparing when you're applying, like sending a CV, cover letter, and so on. You can use a sense of humor during the interview, during the talk. So the talk is just, you know, a talk with another person. This is the place where you can apply your sense of humor and make some jokes and so on. So this is okay, but not in your CV and not in your cover letter. So, but in general, yeah, you should be as you are. You're just a human talking with another human. So yeah, but there are some formal parts of the screening where it is better to stay strict and provide all the necessary information on time. I also would like to answer a question what I saw before in a chat about how to get to the interview in general and like not being able to get to the interview. That's for sure a real challenge. But the only thing what you can do here is to build an amazing LinkedIn profile, build a great CV, tailor your CV and cover letter to every and each position where you're applying carefully. So not just copy pasting CVs and cover letters, but every time you apply, change, modify, adapt, mention the things what company is asking for, mention the experience what they are asking for. Finally, think about how you can stand out. Do more than other people are doing. Make a video CV, for example. Talk about yourself. Think, are there other ways how you can showcase your experience and motivation that maybe other people will not do? I will give you an example here, which may look weird or sound weird, but it works. I had a friend who moved to Australia and he started to look for a job there. What have he done is that he made a list of companies, he printed out his CV and he just went on site, knocked to the door and asked, hey guys, can I see a recruitment manager? I would like to give my CV in person to this person. And it worked because nobody is doing that. Nobody today is going to the office physically. Everybody is, you know, like, I don't want to tell lazy, but nobody wants to do extra steps. Everybody wants to follow the easiest path. And if there are people who are ready to do more, and this is showing their motivation and positive attitude, then it may help. At least for my friend, it helped. In 3 such visits, he found a job. because he was there in person talking with another person immediately, basically in an interview, skipping all the screening process. So use those opportunities and try to get in and remember that it may take time, but you should not give up. You should continue looking for options, continue sending your CVs until you will get this opportunity. Jürgen is asking how to avoid being plucked out from the application process by automated AI tools, only by tailoring your CV and cover letter every time you send it, before you send it, and ensuring that in your CV and cover letter, you cover the responsibilities and the expectations of the employer described in the job ad exactly as it described in the job ad. You can also read more about, there are some guidelines in the internet on how to adapt your CV and cover letter to the application tracking system. But shortly, what application tracking system is doing? This is the software what is looking for specific keywords in your CV and cover letter. So you need to ensure that those keywords are there. And it is very important because you need to have those keywords exactly in the way they are. Let's take a look here. So if you read this job ad, see, for example, some people will name bugs, bugs. Some people will name bugs defects. And other people may name it mistakes. Application tracking system is not smart enough to understand that bug is defect. You need to write in your CV and cover letter that you have experience of identifying and reporting defects, and so on. So you need to use exactly the wording used in the job description by the company. And yes, there are some AI tools that may help you. There are some other tools that may give you a score on how good your CV and cover letter are from the perspective of application tracking system. So you can use those tools, but do not overuse them. Do not overuse them. Sometimes artificial intelligence is making things better than they really are. So it's already not humanizing. It's too perfect for the person to make it in this way. Better be yourself and write in a way you will do that, you will write that. Great. So guys, I hope that our today's workshop was useful and that you managed to learn something, and now you will be better prepared for the job search process and for the interviews. I hope you understand that there is a lot of practice and preparation that needs to be done. So make for yourself a list of tasks, start preparing, start working on that. Next time, we're going to focus on CVs and LinkedIn's. Yes.
There is still another question I posted just on chat.
Yeah, I will answer, don't worry. Make a list. And next time, we'll talk about CVs and LinkedIn's, what you will post in the learning management system. Now, how to avoid age-based discrimination. Hella, I'm not sure that it is really possible to somehow avoid it, because it's not about you and your age, yes? It's about company and their culture. And I think that there are some companies that have the proper culture for you, maybe, and there are some companies that do not have. So you can only avoid. So I do not recommend you to do something to specifically avoid that. If you want, you can explain the benefits of that in your CVs, in your cover letter. But in general, just know that there are companies that are open-minded for any ages, for any nationalities, for anything. You just need to find the right company for you where there will be the proper culture. And then you will enjoy working there. Have I answered your question, Hella?
Yes, I know it's difficult to avoid it, and but there should be actually, I guess, some tools to kind of remove the focus from the age of people. I don't know I'm not sure about them.
So shortly, practically what you can do, by the way, sorry for the impolite question maybe, but what is your age?
57.
Okay. And you're worried about your age, yes?
Well,
I mean, from the application perspective, because you're asking this question.
well, in my own current profession, I've been told I'm too old. So if I'm going to somewhere trying to be a junior, come on.
I understand. Yeah. So first of all, just practical steps, what you can do. The first thing, you remove your age from your CV. You do not mention it there. And the year born also. Second, you should understand, or you just should know that in freelancing, there are much less biases than in regular jobs. So in freelancing, nobody will be asking your age. Nobody is interested. So consider more freelancing. It's much less biased than regular interviews. And finally, build your story to show that your age is strength. That's the only way. So, but do not overthink. Do not do before the interview. So before the interview, focus more on other things, but during the interview, you can talk about your experience and benefits, strength, what your age is giving you. Anton?
Andros, I had a quick question. As you mentioned before about those who have employment guarantee course, these courses in LMS is already available, or it will be?
It should be already available, yes.
Okay, because I don't have it. Okay. I will write.
Please write to the LMS at cerebrumhub.com and we will check, yes.
All right, thank you.
Okay, let's see. Do we have some other questions? 40 years of experience, that's cool. Yes.
I asked a question. In a situation where you have jobs for QA that are requesting for 3 years, 2 years experience, and you only have 6 months experience, is it advisable to apply to them?
Yes. Yes. Because you may not find a lot of options out there that are not asking, for at least 1 year of experience, 2 years of experience. So you should apply. And see, you have already 6 months of experience. When you will be looking for a job and you will continue to do something, to learn, maybe to do some freelancing, your experience will grow, yes? So in 3 months, you will already have 9 months of experience and so on. So your goal is to grow your experience and look for those opportunities to ensure that you feel confident about the responsibilities, what you are able to perform and your own knowledge and so on. Very often companies are setting this years bar just because they need to put something. So it's like, how many years do I think it makes sense? Okay, let's put 2. But it's not really about years. It's about experience of the person. Some people may have, 1+ year of experience, but not really a lot of skill and not a lot of motivation. Some people may have less experience, but they are really motivated. They can prove that what they can do. They may be cheaper, yes? So you have this trade-off. So for sure, it makes sense to apply for the positions with 1+, 2+ years of experience. 3+ maybe already. So it's already like a middle from the level of quality. But 1+, 2+ is a junior positions mainly.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Great. So guys, we have covered a lot today. I hope it will benefit your job search process. Now go and focus on your CVs and LinkedIn profiles, post them to discussion board in advance so we can take a look. And Yeah. I'm seeing a comment of Virga, inspiring. Okay, so Virga, I hope that now you have more motivation than you were having before. Okay, that's great. Great. Very good. So guys, that's all for today. See you later on the next sessions and enjoy your evening. Goodbye.